Good morning, dear students. Welcome to another session of maintenance of digital switching systems. So, in previous class or sessions, we went through the introductory part related to maintenance. So, as to what is meant by maintenance, then what is specifically meant by software maintenance, and what are the interfaces relevant to the digital switching system of the central office. Now let us move further and see what is meant by system outage and what is its impact on the overall digital switching system. So first of all, let us try to check out what is meant by reliability. So reliability, let us take an example. Suppose we want to measure the temperature using a thermometer. Now the thermometer is a device which will help me to identify the temperature. Suppose I know that the temperature of what we are trying to measure is around, say, 100 degrees Celsius. Now using the thermometer, if I measure that temperature, the thermometer should show me a reading which is very close to 100 degrees Celsius. And if I repeat the same step again and again, that is measuring the temperature of the specific element again and again, it should show me the same reading again and again, so as close as possible to the 100 degrees Celsius. So if that is the case, then I am assured that the thermometer is reliable enough. Now if the thermometer shows me 200 degrees Celsius instead of 100 degrees Celsius, then it is incurred that the thermometer is unreliable. Similar thing can happen with the digital switching system, wherein the switching system is relevant for making the connection between the incoming and the outgoing trunk. But due to some problems, if it is not able to do that, then I am compromising the reliability of the overall digital switching system. So that is what we have to look after, as to why the reliability has to be analyzed, and what is actually impacting the reliability of the digital switching system. So first of all, let us try to define what is meant by reliability. So as we took the example, it becomes clear that reliability is relevant to something related to the quality of the measurement what we are doing, that is measurement which we have done. If it is accurate enough, then we term the device to be reliable. So that is what it implies. And if we repeat the measurements, it should be giving us the almost the same measurements what is incurred. So this gives rise to reliability definition, that is reliability is nothing but quality of being trustworthy. So when we use the device, it should be trustworthy that it is giving the accurate results. Then apart from that, the quality of performing consistently well. So consistently well implies that repeatedly if you use it, it should give me the same readings what is expected. Now how do you measure the reliability in the switching systems? So here we can have a small look over, that is the digital switching system is basically used for connecting an incoming trunk to an outgoing trunk. Now if a digital switching system is not able to perform this task, then it is termed as unreliable. But what are the things which makes the digital switching system unreliable? So it is nothing but the digital switch outage. So what is basically a outage? Outage is basically a problem which is encountered either in the software or the hardware of the digital switching system, due to which we will not be able to utilize the services which are provided by the digital switching system, or we will not be able to use the equipments of the digital switching system. So in this case, the outage will lead to what happens is will not be able to utilize the service or services which will be provided. Then apart from that, the equipment is closed down. So these two things will lead to the entire outage of the digital switch. Now what are the causes of these outages which are due to these things? So there are 4 different causes. Let us look at each one by one. So the first one is the outage may be due to the software deficiencies. Now what does software deficiencies implies? It implies that there might be some bugs or errors present in the software, due to which the software itself might not work, and due to which I'll not be able to use the service or the equipment in overall. So bugs gives rise to software deficiency, which in turn gives rise to the outages. Then next is hardware failure. Now for example, if I want to make a call through a hardwired telephone, and if the wire is cut somewhere in between, then I'll not be able to make a call to the other end. So this is a hardware problem, or sometimes the interface is down, and due to which I'll not be able to make a call to the other end. So these kind of failures lead to what is termed as hardware failures, which lead to the simplex and duplex hardware failures. Now ineffective recovery. Now for example, I have identified a problem or a fault in the system, and I try to recover it, and once I assume that it has been recovered and try to utilize that device again, and again I am not able to utilize the device even after recovery. So this gives rise to what is meant by ineffective recovery. Now this is mainly caused due to the failure which might be occurred in detecting the trouble as to where it has occurred. Then in it might be a failure in identifying which unit is faulty. Then next comes the procedural error. So the name itself tells that you are following some steps which are not relevant, which leads to the error. So this again gives rise to what is termed as cockpit and craft errors, which are related to some parameters in this form, that is inputting wrong translation data. Now for example, if a person is allowed to have a outgoing call, but in translation data you have specified that he is not permitted to have a outgoing call, then this is a wrong entry in the translation data, which leads to a wrong procedure to be followed when a person say makes a call to the other end. So this is again procedural error. Apart from this, if we take up some incorrect actions when we are trying to repair or update the software and the hardware, so this also leads to the procedural error. So basically we are following some wrong steps in procedural error, which leads to the entire outage. So let us see what is the impact of the software patches on the digital switching system maintainability. Now why, as to we have to discuss first as to why software patches come into existence. So now in previous slide we discussed that these are the different possible reasons as to why the outage occurs. Now once we identify that there is a outage, and once we identify that there is a failure or some problem, we have to try to fix it. Now the fixing itself, so suppose if we have identified some problem in the software, and we try to fix that problem in the software itself and try to release it in the current generic release, then that is termed as the software patch. Now if I want to update that software patch, what are the problems which the digital switching system faces, and what is the maintenance problem related to that? That is what we have to look after. Now so before going further, we have generic releases which are dealt in the digital switching system. It is not only in digital switching system, in multiple devices or multiple softwares we see these. So they'll be having different releases available. So it can be it can be done dependingly, say it may be once a year or twice a year or 4 times a year. So in this way the releases might be there, or every month or every 15 days there might be a release. So this generic release is basically relevant to the first release and upgradation to that first release. That is, if I want to provide some new features to the previous release, I put forth as an upgrade and release it in the next generic release. Now so as I discussed, it can be done several times a year. Now as for generic releases, we have some difference related to patches. Now what is basically a patch? A patch is one which is provided in the current release itself, current generic release itself. So in this one, what happens is, suppose in the current release you have identified a bug. You have identified a bug or you have identified a error. Now in the current release you have to fix it and again provide it back to the release in which it was identified. So this bug fixation which is being done will be provided as a patch, and then it will be provided to the customer for its installation or for its updation. So these patches are basically relevant to the current releases which are present. So there might be some bug fixations or some upgrades which are relevant only to that specific generic release. So basically it specifies that these are all related to the software corrections which are present, and these are the related to the quick fixes which you have done. Now this another important thing to note down with the patches is it involves program modification without recompilation of the entire generic release. That is, you are just taking a small part and trying to fix that part, or the patch, you are trying to fix that patch and provide that patch to the customer who is utilizing that generic release. So you are not taking the entire release and again recompiling it. You are just taking a small part of it and trying to fix what is the problem and then releasing back as a patch to the customer. And now previously we had seen that digital switching system uses real-time operating system. Now if real-time operating system is used by DSS or digital switching systems, then what is the problem? This problem relevant to the patches what we have. So basically, what is the impact of the software patches on the digital switching systems which are using the RTOS? Now, as RTOS specifies, it is a real-time operating system. Why real-time? In this case is the digital switching system has to operate in its real time. That is, whenever a customer calls, he has to get established with the connection available to the other end. So this all has to be done in the real time. So what is the problem with such kind of OSs? So if we want to fix an patch and if we want to provide a patch, then in such cases we have to stop the entire digital switching system, and then we have to fix the patch and then again rerun the entire digital switching system. So this is not feasible in real-time operating systems, as to the entire system will be affected with this software patch. So patch installation becomes difficult in real-time operating systems. So as it is mainly because they'll be working continuously and in real time, then installation would require to bring down the entire system. So that is what we discussed. So if the digital switching system uses RTOS, then what is the problem? The problem is we cannot install the patch directly. In order to, if I have to install it, then I have to stop the entire digital switching system which is actually operating in real time, and then again install it and then bring down the system and install the entire thing and get back to the stuff. So this basically impacts the entire digital switching system. Now how do we overcome this impact which is provided by the software patches? So I cannot install it by stopping the entire digital switching system. So what I can do is I can use some concept which is specified as field patching. Now in field patching I can have something specified as hard write and code concept. So what is meant by hard write and code concept? We hard code the entire thing in a specific memory or absolute memory locations as to what was the problem and how it has been fixed. Now imagine this you are doing at the, since you are hard coding it, hard coding is never suitable for software development, so that is not preferred. But if I have to do the hard coding, say using the old devices wherein we used to make use of mnemonics, so even if we go wrong somewhere in one line of mnemonics, then entire system would again fail and it would create some new problems, or the problem would never be fixed. So this is basically not preferred for field patching. that is a hard write or write or read concept. So this usually tends to the mistakes which can be done by the developers or who are installing the patches at the other end. One example is he might be applying a wrong data to the wrong address. So this is just a simple example what we have given. Then we can have patching incompatible generic releases. So what it specifies is, now we might have developed some patches, and when we want to provide it to the already existing device, then that patch might not be compatible with the generic release which is present. So these all things have to be taken care. Then apart from that we might apply patches in different sequence, that is out of order. Now if one patch is dependent on the previous patch, and by accidentally you haven't installed the previous patch, but you haven't applied the previous patch, but you are trying to apply the next patch, then what happens is the entire system again goes down. So this is the problem with hard write or read concept. Therefore later came in the embedded patcher programs, so wherein the operating system itself looks after to providing the maintenance aspect. So that is operate as software maintenance programs. That is we try to perform the field patching using the software aspects. That is something kind of self repair if possible, or else generate some report and then give it to the other end and try to configure as to what has happened. So that is what we try to do in embedded patcher programs, operate as software maintenance programs. So these programs will be resident in the digital switches itself, and whenever some problem occurs, it can be relevant, it can be run by the device itself. Now what are the other ways to overcome this impact is we can try to reduce the number of patches. So if we just observe, even if we are whether using hard write or read concept and embedded patcher concept, if more number of patches come in, it will create problem to the entire digital switching system. So what we try to do is another stuff is we try to reduce the number of patches which we are trying to generate. So basically it indirectly indicates that we should try to give specifications which are specific enough, and we try to cover all the possible specifications. Then we try to test the hardware or the software in all the possible ways, whether it is based on the unit testing or integration testing or regression testing. Try to test the device or the software in all the possible ways. So these are the ways we can reduce the number of patches. So in general, we can have proper design specification of the digital switching functions, then exhaustive regression testing of software or hardware interfaces. So this is all for today. Let us meet in the next session. Thank you.